Greetings, gulls, and welcome back to another episode of Starfleet Command. Orion Pirates Mod. I am Captain Tirak of the heavy battlecruiser Bailiff. As we continue our campaign against all of neutral shipping, and the Gorn have just moved into the neutral zone. Or is that us? Yeah, that's the Gorn. We're going to have to take care of that, but first we need to head on home. We've been operating a little bit far from home. Unfortunately, we have a diplomatic delivery mission which we need to accomplish. Now, there is a bit of a bug that is currently being done with the system of how to capture planets with the ISC. I'm currently trying to figure out what the heck's going on. I think I've identified the cause of the bug. Basically what happens is you accomplish a mission, but there's no actual increase in your war score. I'm starting to think that it is related to the allies that you bring on the mission, and that you are in fact the ally, and so any sort of influence you're having on it is sort of negated. If you're Gorn fighting against the Gorn, it does nothing. That's kind of my assumption. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's sort of what I'm working with at the moment. Maybe it'll turn out that that is completely bogus, but that seems to make a certain amount of sense to me right now. With any luck, that will be something I can sort of mitigate and move around, but hey, you never quite know. Alright, so let us increase our speed to maximum, and we have identified no enemy targets, which will be quite nice. So we're just going to soar on in and have a bit of a good time as we visit the planet and charge up all of our weapon systems. I mean, we got our PPDs ready to go, our phasers ready to go, Wild Weasel Shuttle probably is ready to go sometime soon. So we're just going to swing on by the planet and admire our little Keldon-class cruiser as it zips on along. With all of our weapon systems fully charged and currently holding, it appears that we can maintain a speed of 27, which is valuable information to know. If we ever want to really run, we're going to have to turn something off, or at least step it down. I imagine if we step our S-type plasma torpedoes down to normal mode, that they will in fact allow us to sprint at maximum speed. However, I don't know much more than that. So an interesting little planet and quite nice little nebulas on top of it. As we zoom on into it, we're going to turn off the camera just here so I can sort of aim our ship so we're not likely to actually touch the planet, which would be bad, in case you were wondering. And prepare to deploy the diplomat, and range is there, and we'll turn away to save ourselves and hopefully also not fly into that. So because there's no target, I assume it's going to make me have to actually leave. So we're just going to set our course and zip on by. And this will give us a beautiful look at our lovely little Keldon, all with all that extra gear stacked on top. I believe this is a fairly accurate view of the Keldon class. However, it is very, very similar to the Galore, just with a little bit more extra added onto it. So, very interesting Cardassian design. Combined with PPDs, it becomes even more interesting, which I quite like. So we'll head on off the map and warp speed as we zip on out of here. Mission complete. That'll be a nice, easy amount of prestige. Something nice and pleasant to start the day. Basically paid for our repair costs, most likely. Well, probably at best. And once we can move on to the planet, hopefully we'll be able to actually start grabbing that planet in the neutral zone. I want to start pushing them back a bit, but we'll find out. Missions, it is a planetary assault, which is a bit unfortunate because I didn't want to do a planetary assault. Not because we can't do a planetary assault, but because I'm assuming it's going to pair me up with the Gorn forces, and if it does that, I think we're not going to have... Oh, never mind. We're being escorted by the Warder, which is a little tiny escort vessel, which we are going to have to prepare. We're facing off against a strike cruiser, which is very unpleasant, to put it mildly, and we're going to prepare ourselves a little Wild Weasel to rock and roll. The planet is, of course, well defended, which is obviously not good. It is a PLPH. It has 8 Phaser 4s, 16 Phaser 3s, and it'll pack 4 Plasma S torpedoes, which is always a little bit painful because our biggest plasma is also a Plasma S, and so we operate at very similar ranges, which is not good. We want to be able to basically bully the enemy, and we can't do that. Oh, that's... I don't think we can pull this one off, at least not with any sort of heavy-hitting support. Looks like this dreadnought is actually here, which is really kind of irritating, because this is the force that we've been engaging the past 3 times we've engaged this planet, and all the other times we actually brought along our own dreadnought for a little bit of extra support. On our own, with an IFFE, which is 2 D-types and just a couple of phasers, I don't think that's going to be a very winnable battle. In fact, I know that's not a winnable battle. I'm going to step it down to yellow alert, and we're going to head that out. So not exactly the most crashingly, bangingly explosive start, but I'm not going to kill myself in order to do that. I refuse, sir. Shh. Wrong button. That was the wrong button. That was very, very wrong button. Okay, let's get out of here. Wasted a shell, but that's okay. We'll be able to zip on out of here before anything happens to us. The little tiny frigate, probably not so much, but yeah, they had to. Poor little Warder. Yeah, you're just gonna get killed here. I don't know why you would try and battle this all out, but a little tiny Hideki has no business trying to take on a full-on dreadnought, and I don't think you have another plasma torpedo defense set up for this. You are taking a surprising amount of damage, at least you did take a surprising amount of damage. So yeah, let's head on out of here before we actually die. Because I don't want to lose the ship just yet. I mean, it is a little bit low in firepower, but it's still okay. I need more ships to back this up. The ISE operate in fleets, and so they translate into Starfleet Command a little bit roughly. So we're going to have to see what we can do about it, because we don't have really great control over a fleet. When you're controlling a fleet in tabletop, I mean, you command every single ship. In this, you have to rely on the AI to do some of the tasks, and that can be, well, that could be a little bit of a thing. Alright, a straight-up patrol should be fairly standard. Engaging a dreadnought in this set of circumstances, I think we might be able to do. We're not going to be in a great condition if that ends up being what we have to end up doing, but I have some hope for it. So yeah, plasma torpedo set to enveloping mode. This time we're actually going to try and get involved in the combat. Come hell or high water, somebody's going to die. Hopefully it's not us. We will, of course, prepare a wild whistle. It's going to be very important. As we've noted, we do not have a cloaking device with which to fall back on, so we have to actually do this battle properly. Straight up gunfighting. Or at least something akin to it. We're going to set course and see if we can. There you are. It's a little tiny frigate. Okay, that makes me feel a lot better. It is a BDD, a battle frigate, and I'll send out the probe just to double check, see exactly what we're dealing with. And there does not appear to be any other additional enemy targets, which is, holy crap, that's a lot of plasma. That boat's so tiny. Alright, sense of decoys ready. I'm going to put up another one. I want to be ready for what's about to come to my way. So we are going to reverse it down to the normal speed of time, and I think what we're going to end up doing is we're going to PPD and run. And we're going to hopefully be able to bait out that plasma torpedo. Range of 25 is now. Bad accuracy, bad accuracy. 1, 2, just 2 hits. One of our PPDs missed entirely. Oh, because he's got an attack shift of 2 going on. What is this insanity? And starboard side plasma torpedo, fire pseudo. Over the shoulder. Comes from the back here, which I'm not super happy about, but I don't know how to swap out hardpoints, and I don't want to bug people who are working on more important mods. So that was the full crash stop that we were kind of expecting. I'm going to complete this turn, because I think by the time that I do, I should have a shot. So plasma 1 torpedo, well, plasma S torpedo is prepared off the port side, so I can just launch that as soon as I may. In fact, I'm just going to select both plasma torpedoes for now. That way I can spam the button until it happens, which is that little beeping sound you hear whenever I'm just sort of really in the middle of something. So that's 1. Come on, get the front shot, get the front shot, get the front shot. That's 2. And he fired back at me. Now I am heading towards him, which means it's going to be a little bit unpleasant, but I'm going to tank the damage. Now we're not. Now we're just going to avoid. So we'll avoid all 3 of his plasma torpedoes, unless he faked me out, which I don't think he did. And he did not stagger these plasmas enough in order to avoid them going into the Wild Weasel, which is good. So our PPDs are almost ready to go as well, so we will have a follow-up to this, especially if I can get the fat nose of the ship around. Oh, the range of 4 is coming up fast. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. No, too fast on that range of 4, but I will be able to do that, which will hurt him quite badly. Phasers right on through the front. He managed to return fire with his own phasers, and he's now trying to do the most annoying tactic in the universe, but we're going to slow down and be able to handle that. And starboard side phasers are about to get involved, especially if he starts trying to get away from me. I can very much use the PPD. So I'm going to slow down to a speed of 4. That way I won't be affected by the mine. And come on, go away from me. Distance of 4. That's all I'm looking for. Show me that distance of 4. No, he's going to curl back in by the time he gets 3. Gonna have to wait for our phasers to rejuvenate, but, ooh, the range actually could break out quite nicely. And that's my 4. So, got a target lock, only managed to miss 1 of those, and that'll be a decent amount of damage on through. Fire the phasers into that, and now he's hurt, and we've managed to stagger the vessel quite heavily. He's lost 2 of his 4 phasers, and his plasma torpedo armament is still half a turn away from being able to actually be used, whereas mine is just about ready. If I can bring him in nice and close, too, I can bring the phaser 3s into the fight, and that will be excellent in terms of additional. I got 2 more phasers, I may as well throw them into the fight. So closing out within a range of 3, he's starting to charge up. I don't want to let that happen, so we're going to rake him with the phaser 3 firepower. And he's starting to close really close. I don't want to let that happen. Well, we can tank a plasma torpedo to the face, I think. You know what, phasers? Just get me another couple of phaser bursts on that one, and that'll take him. Not fast, but definitely, well, slow. So we did manage to take out the frigate without taking any serious damage. I'm actually kind of surprised. We did use up a shuttle, which is obviously less than ideal. We tend to not want to use consumables, especially if we're going to be doing sort of a longer range-ish mission. But hey, we've managed to accomplish the objective, and 172 prestige is ours. And Empire Defense is down to 25, so that did work. Okay, drop off over here. And there will be another patrol, which we will grab. Surprise reverse would be simple and easy, and, well, unfortunately, the ISE don't do surprise reverse all that well early on. In fact, no plasma race does it super well. Heavy cruiser pirate. Interesting. I can handle that, I think. We can hope. So we will start preparing ourselves for the full-on combat then. So all systems are a go. Get that shield reinforcement kicked on back to the maximum. I wish there was a button that I could... in fact, I'm sure there's a button I could just press to maximize that. As long as I'm waiting. As we're trying to get within range, there is a list of all the hotkeys on the Pamphlet of Justice, which we haven't referred to in quite some time. I believe there's a numpad enter for some of these. Let me fold that way out. Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, we've also got a Gorn light cruiser. That's going to be less than ideal, because I don't want to have to deal with that at the same time. The plasma would just be very irritating. There should be a maximize forward shields. So reinforced forward is 8. Oh, numpad, okay. Alright, we'll give that a try later on. Just tap that button, see if we can't manage to zip on through the setup. Although I don't know if it's going to maximize the forward shield reinforcement, or if it'll just tell it to reinforce the forward shield. Alright, let's start cruising on into him since we are mostly ready with our PPDs. The plasma torpedo is about a half a turn away. I'm going to send a probe just to verify exactly what it is we're looking at. Light cruiser is going to be backing 1, maybe 2 plasma torpedoes if we're lucky. If not, then it could be packing 4. Prep another set of decoy. I want to have at least 2 at all times, just for the additional backup on this one. The probe is going to tell me, oh, he's packing PPDs. Alright, well in that case, what we're going to have to do is we're going to start charging up an ECM. That way we can make it a little less likely that it'll hit us. But we can go in and just bludgeon him to death, which is actually my plan. However, it does mean the forward 3 shields are the ones that actually need to be reinforced. Otherwise, he's just going to batter me down bit by bit. On the reverse of that, well, he equals me in plasma torpedo, well, in PPDs, but I batter him in plasma torpedoes, since Ds are not as good as S-type plasma torpedoes for anti-shipping work. Jesus, light cruiser's really booking it. Have to take care of him soon. I'm just going to close with him. We're going to hit him with a brick. Probably as big of a brick as I can manage. Prep the hold tractor beam, because when I... Oh, that's not good. We've got fighters on the inbound. So fighters are especially dangerous to us because we have very little in the terms of flank weaponry. We are a refit, which does include some pretty nice flank weaponry, but it's still a bit of a concern. Miss one. Hey, we're trading fire now. Alright, get to close range. I want the plasma on target. And there's his mine. There's that. Plasma torpedoes away. Start to slow. Phasers. Ooh, didn't kill him nearly as well as I was hoping to. Let him go. Oh, because it's... Oh, wow, it's a lot more fighters than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, that may not be sustainable. Give me a stop. I need to avoid that. How did that hit? Oh, yeah, it hit him. Alright, so 2 plasma F torpedoes at the very least. Prepare Marines, I think. I want to see what we can do with a boarding action. 9 Marines. We may actually be able to do that in fairly short order. And there's the Gorn setting up right behind me, which is always unpleasant. You never want the Gorn right behind you. It doesn't work out as well as you'd think it would. Could try and shoot at you, but you're mostly ignorable at the moment. You, on the other hand, I really want to get a couple of good hits on, but this incoming right here is gonna butcher me. Gotta weaken it, gotta hurt him, gotta make him not want to come anywhere near me. Got another group of phasers that I can... There... Oh, it's not quite dead. I need a little bit more phaser firepower. I'm not gonna waste a PPD on it, but I will fire a PPD on you because you did just turn back into me. And that'll be some great damage on target. Oh, lovely. And he's gonna try and return fire. Somehow managed to miss me every single time. Oh, my defense shift of 2 really protected me well on that one. I'm going to slow down a little bit more because I've tried to avoid these mines. We do need to get some repairs underway, otherwise we're going to die. And also, prep another shuttle, please. I'm really surprised we actually managed to do as well as we did in terms of managing to keep our ship from being utterly torn apart by those fighters. Plasma torpedoes are almost ready. I've got another couple of phasers that I can get on in. His shuttle base destroyed, which means we're not going to have to deal with any more of these things, and we may want to just go for distance on this one, because he's probably coming in with another barrage, and I need to be ready for that. So we're going to have to listen for the burst fire of plasma. Although, starboard side plasma torpedo could fire. I want to save it. I want to kill him with phasers if at all possible, so purely so I can save the plasma torpedo for sort of a whip around against that light cruiser. Are you going to shoot more? You've got to. Not gonna risk it. We're gonna go low and skulk a little bit. Whoa, he's ready for me. Alright, target my next target. Not you, but you. Phasers, kill it. Thank you. You. Yeah, I expected that. Turn. Wasn't able to get it in time. Alright, prepare a tractor beam. My starboard side plasma torpedo is about to not work. Oh shoot, I can't do that. I can't do that. Shut down the tractor beam. I'll stop. And phasers to aft. I have no aft phasers, actually, which is a bit unfortunate, but yeah, we're too close. If I had tried to plasma torpedo right there, I would have died. And another shuttle prepare. So, we're gonna start to slowly build that up. Gonna probably stutter it a bit if I need to. Phasers on into target. Shut that thing off because I can't afford to do it. And you know what? Wait for the range to go. Wait for the range to go. Fire. Respond? That's the response I was expecting. Okay, we're too close for PPDs. Oh, however, I can shoot down your shuttle. And now, buddy, this is going to hurt you a lot. Let's just put it that way. Wait till it stops blinking. He's just outside of self-damage range. And somebody decided... Did I go for a tractor beam? I did go for a tractor beam. I didn't need to, but I did. Okay, let him go. Let him go. I took a risk on that. I was like, that can't be real. He's fired 2 plasma torpedoes at me already. But no, we've got that handled. Alright, so Phaser's going to come around. We've managed to knock out half of his plasma, which is really good. So that'll place us in a good position moving forward. Getting the Phaser 3s fixed once again. See if I can't whip around fast enough to protect my very weak rear flank shields. I would like to get some distance on this guy, though. But we are hitting him with some light phaser fire, which is doing a good job of reducing his capabilities towards us. Just a whole bunch of Mizia attacks on target in order to reduce his capabilities is all we really want. Although I do wish that I could get him to give me some space. Unfortunately, that's not going to happen. Just going to have to rely on the phasers to do most of our light plinking work. Because I do want to use my PPD, but I just don't have the capability to do so. Alright, let's see if we can't build some distance. The Fire Drake... If he's going to give me the chance to build that distance, I'm definitely going to take it. Get some light phaser 3 fire all over the place. He's mostly dead. Marines, go. Increase the speed of time. We got him. Alright, we didn't have to do that, but I wanted to. And I'm going to see if that actually helps out at all with trying to actually grab the territory. So that was a bit of a running gun battle. Oh, this ship has some serious trouble trying to fight a target where it's one-on-one. And as much as I would love to be able to just add in an entire fleet to give me support, that's going to cause some serious problems. Alrighty, the Fire Drake has been defeated. It is now ours. It belongs to us, as we'll take it in tow and head on back to Harley-friendly space. Because we need more shuttles. We've used quite a few of them. It's become a very important thing. And also we're starting to see fighter groups, which is a problem. Because fighters will do a real good number on us. Okay, we managed to shove their influence out of the sector. Going to drop on down here, see if there's a planetary assault or not. Unfortunately, there is. With any luck, we will be able to execute this planetary assault quickly, but you never quite know. And we're being escorted by a Gorn battlecruiser, facing a Gorn battlecruiser. God, this crap again. Alright, prepare the plasmas to enveloping and enveloping. And then I'm going to test it. I'm going to look over at that. And now we'll check it. It did not. I don't know if that's going to do anything. Maybe I need to control the power manually or not. Apparently that put power to everything except the forward shield. Let's try that again. So maybe it's a tap button where if I double tap it, it'll take all the power away, and if I press it again, it'll put the power back in. So we're about to find out. No, it just turns it on. Okay, so that's not what I want. I just want the forward shield reinforced. Thank you. Okay, so are we? We are not. And send the probe. Let's find out if he's really alone. He's not. Great. What are we dealing with? Command cruiser heavy. Great! That's way more firepower than I can handle. We got a battle cruiser and a heavy command cruiser. Both of them are currently staring me down the face, which is not particularly pleasant, because these are particularly powerful vessels. The Gorn are simple and uncomplicated, which does not quite jive easily in a fleet that is nuanced and nimble. So, although, honestly, I think I might enjoy the Gorn versus Klingon battle, because the Gorn versus Klingon battle, the Klingons are just going to run circles around them. It'll be rather hilarious, actually. But, yeah, we're going to have to find out exactly what it is we want to do, how we want to engage. I know how I want to engage. I know what I want to do, but, dear God, that's a lot of plasma. 2 S's, 2 F's is very powerful. It's more than equal to what we've got. Although, actually, in raw damage, we're about the same, but at the end of the day, I don't want to get any closer to that thing than I have to. I don't think that heavy command cruiser happens to have the even more dangerous version of the plasma torpedo, the R. But we are going to get a shot on it. Right. So prepare a retreating blow. Port side plasma torpedo, prepare once you hit a range of 20. Port side, thank you. And dump it, dump it, dump it. And hope that you get in there before this battlecruiser decides that he wants to fire all of his weapons. Please don't shoot. Please don't shoot. Please don't shoot. Not yet. Wait for him to crash stop. That's his crash stop. Don't shoot. Don't shoot. Don't shoot. Come on, Chromaticon. Be smart. Alright, he's zeroed. Alrighty, so the Chromaticon's going to be able to save his entire salvo for this battlecruiser, whereas in the reverse, he's already used up his defense. You, on the other hand, are also going to be quite dangerous. I'm going to sub-probe because information is power, and I need to know. I'm also going to come over here and throw ourselves into 4 points of electronic countermeasure. You are 2 S's, 2 F's. Okay, so we're basically fighting 2 of the same ship. You are closing starboard side plasma torpedo, engage pseudo. You, fire PPD. Oh, the accuracy is terrible. I missed... Oh, so many shots on that one. Starboard side plasma. On the retreating side. This is going to hurt quite badly, but I'm going to take it. I'm definitely going to take these. Okay, now I'm not. Now I'm going to crash top. Alright, so he took a pretty brutal hit on that. This may actually hit me anyway, because it may just sort of grandfather in. Oh, I'm going to be so vulnerable to this next shot. Starboard side plasma torpedo is not ready. It's my port size. Yup. Oh, this is going to hurt. Do I have a shuttle? I don't. Okay, this is going to hurt a lot. That's what I was expecting. Alright, so we got casualties going already. Start preparing the repairs. I've lost one of my plasma torpedoes, which is less than grand. Of course, it was the plasma torpedo I had already used, so it'll be a little bit easier. Really? Another? It was another. I didn't think that could possibly be, but yeah, he's burning through my shields like it's nobody's business, which I suppose is fair. Oh, crap, I lost my PPDs. It's fair play, I suppose, but still, it really sucks. We're going to have to build some distance in on this one, just because I got to get the range going. I'm going to hurt myself to do that. Worth it. Alright, I need range. I need range, distance, and repairs on engines. Plasma torpedoes back to normal mode. I'm not going to handle this anymore. And I'm going to let the Snarl get dueled with the Chromaticon. Hopefully that'll give me some time to get away from this heavy command cruiser, because he's just, as you can see, he's really ripped into us already. The amount of firepower that he has at his disposal is gigantic and ginormous, and we don't want to fight that. So we're going to run, and again, hopefully he'll be able to handle that, and we'll be able to run the heavy command cruiser out on a wild goose chase. Ow. Really nailing this with that long-range phaser barrage. Range of 16, still getting some really accurate fire in on us. Are they both chasing me? They might be. Okay, give me full powered engines. We're going to go all the way up to the speed of 31 just to get ourselves maximally running. How am I doing on additional power? I've got 31 points in power and no points in weapon systems, which is not good. I need more power. I need a lot more power. So keep preparing. Looks like he's turned back to try and fight the Chromaticon. And he's done a crash stop, which is unfortunate because I need him to die. How many people do you have on board? 11. Oh, that's interesting. That's actually really low. I could do a fast pass on him, but I am worried about how much plasma he has in reverse. So he's just fired a whole bunch of plasma. Come on, you've got a crash stop. Okay, so that wasted a salvo out of him. And yeah, the Snarl's definitely taken a pretty nasty hit on that one. Lost most of his weapon systems, and he doesn't appear to have anything charged yet. But he might in the fairly near future. So I don't want to get too close to this engagement, but it might not become much of a choice for me. Do I have any more shuttles? I am out of shuttles, so I've got one, which I better make gosh darn count. So this might be a little bit too aggressive, but I think I may have an opportunity to do quite a bit of damage here. So that's what I was hoping for. Drop a mine, see if I can't force the turn away from me. He doesn't have any plasma torpedoes. And he wasted... never mind, he didn't waste the shot as much as I would hope he did. And we're going to pull on through. So we're going to give you another mine. As soon as the mine is ready. Give me weapon screen. Thank you. So I just need to build distance again, which this will give me an opportunity to do so. He's knocked out my other plasma torpedo now. And the shuttle bay, which is critically important. So fix the shuttle bay next. And then I want this phaser. Or a plasma torpedo. Because I do need my plasma, and it's very important. So again, we're going to build us the distance. So this guy is trying to gun people down, but he's not having all that much luck just at the moment. And it is now technically 2-on-1, but I am not really in a position to engage anything. At the moment, we are a little bit dented. The vessel is not exactly working in mint condition at the moment. Okay, start fixing the shuttle bay, because I do still have a single Wild Weasel left to go, should the worst possible thing happen, where I have to crash stop and lose all my initiative. That pass was rough, but it was good, because it allowed the Chromaticon to now start coming in on this heavy command cruiser, which I'm going to count as a win on that one. I really don't want to place myself in a position to get shot up much more than that, but this will actually allow the Chromaticon. As you can see, he's got position on him, although this heavy command cruiser may decide he wants to reverse his turn, and it looks like he is turning and coming right back in towards the Chromaticon, so they may be going for a bit of a duel. I would like to have my PPDs ready, because this is exactly the situation that they're designed to operate in. However, they are an incredibly fragile piece of equipment that it constantly explodes and dies for, well, no apparent reason. Oh wow, twin plasma torpedoes, point blank range just got dumped on him. Alrighty, that was beautiful on several of them. And this mine is not going to activate in time. So yeah, that was a point-blank range blast right there, which really placed the Iron Grip in a bad situation, which we're quite happy about. Shuttle Bay is about to be ready to rock and roll, and then after that, we'll start preparing a SI Plasma Torpedo. After that, a phaser, and then both of my PPDs. So engine power, however, is at full strength. He's going to run through a mine, which is lovely. And that'll cause another 10 damage, which is very unfortunate for him. I am in a position to fire a Plasma Barrage. I don't think I'm going to. Well, maybe, yeah. If I get really much closer, I might have a fairly solid shot here. So within a range of 10 already, I am trying to avoid his mine, but I may turn in. I was not expecting you to have that shot. I'm going to buff it. Shoot, I messed that up. I didn't have the point defenses off. Have my own plasma torpedo, you jerk. Okay, I'm going to put this down to 0. Right, that was beautiful. Increase the speed. Give me some phasers. I don't have phasers. I already used them all up. He still has another plasma torpedo, which he did use right on the front. Alrighty, so we pulled through on that one, and we're still alive somehow. Actually, no, I know why we're alive, but he took a heck of a lot more damage on that pass than we did. Although, as you can see, repairs are going to be required rather extensively. However, I think you're mostly handled at this point, buddy. If your power is down below that, I mean, you're vulnerable, and I can take advantage. Even though my ship is mostly in pieces. So you've got basically your plasma torpedoes only, and it might not even be that much. So all we've got to do is just cycle back on in, cause lots of nasty damage to you. Gonna refresh the repair page. So I've got the PPDs cycled up, and then I'm gonna need that. And everything else other than that would be gravy. Alright, slow down. So we got the forward shield reinforcement. Oh yeah, that's gonna wipe them out. Alrighty, so that target's been eliminated. Now we need to get towards the planet. And we'll do so by avoiding the mine. And plasma torpedoes need to go back to enveloping mode. So I do have full power, which is always nice, and we can start heading back towards the planet. We're not going to have full PPD power for quite some time, but I will overload them as soon as I can, which is going to be for a while, because PPDs take forever to fix. They are a weapon system that does not like to be broken, nor punched, nor tapped at all. Otherwise, they just immediately shut themselves down. Now, luckily for us, the planet is basically undefended. We can basically come in here and annihilate them from orbit. And they do have 20 people, but that's not going to make much of a difference. Oh, also at the same time, fix the tractor beam. Or not the tractor beam, the transporter when you're done. Just so that we have everything under control. We're going to cycle right up onto this planet and blast it with everything we've got. And hopefully we'll be able to take it out before we can actually do anything. PPD starting to charge. That'll be lovely. I need these PPDs to work properly. We're going to pull up right close and personal with them so I can use my PPDs in overload mode, which requires me to be within a range of 8, but no closer than a range of 4. So a very narrow bracket of actual working. But once we get that done, we'll be able to do all kinds of damage. Go maximum electronic countermeasure, because it doesn't matter how much defense I've got if he can't hit me anyway. So we're going to set ourselves up at 4. Actually would be pretty perfect. So pulling within the range of 4, and I'll stop. Bring it down to a stop. Plasma torpedoes to, or those to overload. All weapons select. Start bombing the planet. Yeah, they can try all they want, but they're not going to succeed. When that PPD is firing at maximum power, it's such a lovely thing. Come over to the Marines, we're down to 13, but we got to keep whittling them down bit by bit. Looks like the PPDs are back online full power, and now we can really lay into them as we just rip apart the entire planet. The great thing about the PPD is it's stealing so many individual shots at different locations on the planet that it just continually beats them into submission. So probably not so much power damage, but a lot of damage. And there it is, ascend to the Marines. Oh, that was a pretty rough one. Our ship is not designed for this kind of close-range combat. We're going to have to really rethink what we want to do. It might be a good idea to shift into a carrier. As long as we're driving a carrier that still happens to have PPDs, we can still bombard even well-defended planets. It just takes a while. So, yeah, that'll be an interesting thing. Also, I got to make sure that I fix the fighters for my current download, because they're a little bit messed up at the moment. Yeah, R2 to his 1, R2 to his 0, and now we just need to secure the planet itself, and that'll be a successful 495 prestige. Yeah, 495 prestige assault on the red-blue moon. Maybe it's not a moon. Could be a planet. It is rather small, though, once you actually start comparing it, but we have to assume this is a bit of an abstraction. Alright, ship seized. The planet is ours. And now we can get our stuff and probably head home for a little bit of repairs and full restock on shuttles, because we're out. Oh boy, are we out of all the shuttles, and we need them. So that'll be 495 prestige. Took about 10 minutes, well, 11, almost 12 actually. And as I thought. So we're going to have to look into seeing what to do about planetary assaults because they seem to be a little bit glitchy for us. Anyway, 444.90, and we're Commodore now, so we could be able to get into an even bigger ship, but that's going to have to wait for another time. I've been Tyrak. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to see a notification every time I post one of these videos, press that little bell icon. Leave a comment. Make sure you join us for our streams on Wednesdays and Saturdays at twitch.tv/Tyrak117 so that you can join us for our Apollo's Vipers Rogue Tech campaign. It's been a lot of fun, and I think you'll enjoy it, and I will see you all in the next episode.